2022, I made $190,000 as a bedside registered nurse on my W-2. I ended up making a video about it last year, and there were a lot of comments like, yeah, but that's not going to be every year, like this is misleading, you shouldn't be posting this. And last year I ended up taking the whole month of January off, and I still made $130,000 as a registered nurse. Even though there aren't
So we're talking about how to make six figures.
as many high earning opportunities right now in the nurse market, I do still think that a lot of the advice I presented in that video is very, very valuable. Here is an updated video on how I continue to maximize my nursing income. The nursing community is small and networking is important. The majority of the nursing opportunities that I have gotten has been because I knew somebody and I heard about it word of mouth. They knew I was a good nurse, so they would recommend me for a position. On the flip side of that, if I see a job that I can't take, I will almost always send it to someone I know who I think would be interested in it, or I'll forward their resume along. This piece of advice I can give to nurses who want to maximize their income is that loyalty in nursing does not pay. I'm not just talking about loyalty to a hospital or to an employer, I mean loyalty to a job, to a position, to a unit. As a nurse, if you want to make the most money, you should be constantly improving your practice. You should be constantly learning new things, trying new departments, because that makes you more valuable and a much better asset.
That makes sense. I mean, the more you know, the more valuable you are.
To a hospital. Hospitals will pay for valuable assets. When you start as a new grad nurse, you don't have a lot of room for negotiation because you don't bring anything super valuable to the hospital. I'm talking from the mindset of the hospital, not my own personal experience. I think new grads are very valuable, but from a business standpoint, hospitals look at new grads like we have to orient them, we have to train them, we have to basically pay 2 nurses at once because they're going to pay you and your preceptor. As a new grad, the hospital looks at you like an expense. Learn as much as they can in their first 2 years as a nurse, and then float to new units, pick up overtime in a different department, meet other managers. Flexibility is one of the greatest skills that you can have as a bedside nurse. If you are flexible, the hospital will pay you more. That's why float pool positions, float nurses get a premium pay over staff nurses. Another big reason that they get that premium pay is because they don't have benefits. If you're not running the numbers on the benefits that your hospital offers you, you should be. You should constantly be evaluating if the benefits that the hospital offers you are worth the pay that they're paying you. My first staff job as a nurse was paying me $23-ish an hour when I went PRN, and that was with benefits. The PRN pay was $35 an hour. And then a year later, I moved to a different PRN position that was $50 an hour. Doubling my
Insane. That's double. Wow.
income within that 2 years was worth not having benefits, or it was worth the $200 a month that I paid for private insurance. Thankfully, I'm very young, I'm very healthy, and anything that I went to the doctor for, I was able to afford out of pocket because I was making $50 an hour as opposed to $23 an hour. If you are interested in getting private insurance or getting a quote on private insurance, y'all know that I use my friend Paula. Her link is in my bio. You can get a free quote from her and you guys can talk about coverage, all kind of shit like that. Realistically, I did cost benefit analysis, and the money that I was missing out on by using shitty hospital benefits wasn't worth not paying for my own insurance. Final piece of advice is do not be afraid and learn. I have already harped on this a little bit, but your flexibility is your biggest asset with the hospital, and being able to go into any room and take care of that patient safely, invaluable to an organization. And of course, always negotiate your pay. If they call you with an offer, negotiate. What do you lose by negotiating? I heard a term recently that I think sums up this entire video, and that is 50 years ago, people used to climb the corporate ladder. They would start at one job, work their way up throughout the same company, and eventually their loyalty at the top would be rewarded. Nowadays, we have a corporate lattice work. So that means that in order to maximize the money that you make within an industry, you should be changing jobs every 2 to 3 years. You should be moving around so that you can earn more, because companies will pay you more coming in than they will like as a new person that's been there. Loyalty in a lot of corporations nowadays is not rewarded. If this is helpful, let me know down below. What tips do you have to maximize your income as a registered nurse?
figures drop shipping, and I've made 6 figures in door-to-door sales. But we both switched over to life insurance, which is a $16.4 billion industry that's kind of hidden from the general public and just people overall. So I'm 18, he's 19. We're both licensed insurance producers. And kind of what
This is incredible. You can make 6 figures selling insurance. Wow.
the job is it's a fully commission-based job. It's fully remote as well. It's a sales position. You're a licensed insurance agent, and you are with an agency. You go to the customers with around 30 different insurance carriers, so Aflac, Americo, Ethos, Aetna, a bunch of different companies, and you help that person, that lead, get the best insurance policy for life insurance coverage that works for them, and then you get paid commission off of that. And then on top of that, you're able to scale it, and he kind of explained what that looks like.
So what scaling looks like in this industry is basically once you start getting really good at selling yourself, then you can start building your own business. And what that looks like is you starting to develop teams and teaching them how to sell at a high level. But the reason why our company in specific is really good, and the reason why I decided to switch over, is because we have systems in place to help people grow from the beginning, instead of taking out loans to get started or blowing out credit cards, just to buy leads. We have systems in place that help new producers that are newly licensed get started and become profitable right from the start.
Yeah, and to add on top of that too, we don't really want random people just starting teams. You have to earn it too. So at our agency, we make it to where you have to produce $20,000 of annual premium for 3 months straight in order for you to be able to actually become a manager. Because how can you be a good leader, right, if you haven't produced the results yourself? And
That's a great point. Yeah, you have to prove yourself.
you're not going to be able to be a good role model for the people under you. And it's not necessarily about recruiting. It's just you need to learn the basics, and you need to learn how to sell. You need sales skills. And once you get really good at managing your leads and your schedule and essentially running your own business, because it's independent contracting through 1099, then you're in the position to where you can start building your business and branching out and being able to offer other people a really good position as well where they can do that. So take me, for example. I'm in high school right now. I'm 18, so
This guy's in high school making 6 figures. Incredible.
able to do it, but I'm going to be in college next year, and I'm still going to be able to do this. And I'm 100% going to drop out of college after this is complete and set up. It's just I'm going pretty much just because my parents are making me go. But so this is literally a full-on career, and you have the ability to scale it to $100,000 a month. That's what him and I are going to hit. Probably, you would say by December, we're probably going to hit
I would
that.
say by December.
Yeah, and it's not trying to flex on you guys either. It's just we're making this TikTok account, trying to help people out and being able to provide something just so you guys can understand what this is, and actually, so we can be fully transparent and let you guys know what it is and what it's not. And anyone can do it, but you need to be a specific type of hard worker to be able to be smart enough and be coachable enough to where you're able to scale it and to be able to constantly be working and learning more and more.
So there you have it, folks. You have to be good at sales. Then you get your clients. Put in the work. And like they said, 6 figures is easily reachable. Here's 2 teenagers doing their things. Veeta Vee TV.